Threats.
Slap me in the face, you know.
Mate, it's not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find 2 grand within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
they'll take it away. Recent research shows that the number of UK motorists being given parking fines by private companies has increased by over 25% in the last year alone. A leading motoring organisation estimates that around 4.5 million tickets were issued by private parking firms last year. It's 6:15 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are in West London to recover a debt of almost £1,800 owed by Neelam Zagune in unpaid parking fines.
Is it a big old rugby ground, isn't it?
Do you reckon? Yeah,
Bigger than Wembley.
it's massive.
The agents have been given details of the car in which the parking offences were committed.
And I know she owns the Black Fiesta. If it's in the car park, it will give us an idea if she's in. Right, look out for Black Fiesta ending RSX.
But on arrival at the address, there's no sign of the car.
Just park up anyway then.
It appears Neelam may have left home already. But Gary and Connor make their way up to the 3rd floor flat to double check.
Hello, Neelam. Can you open the door, please? Hi, Neelam. Hi there. My name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent. This is my colleague, Connor Jackson. You've been taken to court. I think you've been parking your car somewhere where you shouldn't do. So we're here to collect £1,793.77. You able to pay that? No. Okay.
This has gone to court. I've told them that, yes, I am the owner of the vehicle. However, I'm not the driver.
Because it's in the car's registered in your name, wherever they ticket the vehicle, they're going to come to you if the ticket's unpaid. So the situation is now that we're here to remove goods from the property unless the debt is paid.
Okay.
So is there somebody you can call that can potentially help?
Yes.
Neelam goes inside to call for help.
Who is it you're ringing? Is it a family member?
It's my ex-partner. He's the one who has the vehicle.
Okay. Do you know if he's got the funds to pay it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
To be very honest. Hello? Should I get up? Because I got debt collectors at the door, man, asking me for money for the flipping parking tickets. They're demanding £1,700, otherwise they're gonna take stuff from my house, man. What do you mean the parking tickets aren't even that much? It's gone higher and higher and higher because they're taking it to court. What am I supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do? What do you mean, why would I open the door to them? You think they're gonna go away?
Do you want me to speak to him?
He's like, give the phone to them.
I'll speak to him.
They don't exist. There you go.
Hello?
Well, how can I help you, mate?
We're here to collect a debt that's owed. Apparently you're the one that's incurred the fines.
Yeah, but she ain't neither did she have the money, neither do I, mate.
Okay, then there's no point continuing this conversation, is there?
Give the phone to her, mate.
Alright.
Have you got the money? Yes or no? Because if you haven't, then why the fuck am I wasting my time on the phone to you?
Gary and Connor are now in a sensitive situation. Neelam's ex-partner may have been responsible for the fines, but the writ is in her name, and she is liable for the £1,800 owed.
Neelam, we will try and make this as easy as possible. I know it's not a nice situation to be in. He's the one that's incurred the tickets on the car.
Tail end of relationships is quite a dangerous place for people when it comes to getting into debt. There's a lot of other things that are going around in people's heads. It's quite an awkward situation to be in. You're sort of thrust into the middle of an argument with no side to take, stood there as a third wheel. It's a very surreal feeling, and sometimes you just have to ride it out a little bit and wait for the situation to calm down.
30 minutes later, Neelam's ex-boyfriend Shahzad arrives.
Is he driving your car at the moment? He's just turned up. I think he's damaged our van.
It's clear Shahzad is in a hostile mood. Neelam gets him on the phone.
Hello. You've got cash? I'll buzz you in Bishop, but please, Shahzad, I beg you, don't cause no commotion.
With the promise that he's going to pay up, Neelam lets her ex in.
You done something to our van? Right, the situation is...
I can give you £500, mate, that's all I've got right now.
£500 isn't enough, and we can't accept an arrangement for a debt of this size. If we...
So what, you think I'm going to walk around with £17 in my pocket?
They've got card
Debit card?
Huh?
Have you got a debit card?
No, I don't have no thing card.
Credit card?
Right. It needs to be £1,793.77, or we remove goods.
Well,
No,
I'll give you £500 cash right now and you can wait and I can go grab the rest of the money.
It's gonna...
Bruv, you're going to talk to me, don't ignore me, bruv. Don't walk around, don't ignore me.
Besido, Shahzad, Besido, give me the £500, please, man.
Okay.
We're not going to be leaving...
Shut up, no one's asking you for anything.
Oh,
Shut up. No one's asking you for anything, is it?
Sorry,
Fucking
now.
bunch of fucking pricks, bro. Yeah, they don't suck my cock. And guess what?
Okay,
That's why they're fucking tickling my left and right.
Shahzad.
This simple enforcement has suddenly escalated. Faced with more abuse, Gary and Connor will have to use all their experience to get this case resolved. Connor and Gary were in Hounslow, West London.
Hello, Neelam, can you open the door, please?
To recover a debt of nearly £1,800 owed in parking fines by Neelam Zagune.
You able to pay that?
It soon became clear that Neelam's ex-partner, Shahzad, was responsible for the parking tickets.
Have you got the money? Yes or no? Because if you haven't, then why the fuck am I wasting my time on the phone to you?
But when he arrived, he immediately tried to intimidate Gary and Connor.
I think he's damaged our van.
Bunch of fucking pricks, bro. Suck my cock.
Now the agents need to try and calm Shahzad down and make it clear that his £500 offer is not enough.
You haven't got any other cash, any other money you can give us, have you?
No, that's what I said to you.
With no better offer on the table, Gary and Connor start an inventory of goods they could seize to clear the balance.
What we have to do is take pictures.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But then suddenly, Shahzad gives Neelam some cash
£600.
and makes for the door.
Shahzad,
Well, you're going to fucking take our thing as well?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
See you later.
Ignore him, please. He's just very, very stupid.
Neelam, don't worry about it. We deal with a lot worse than that. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Has he gone home to get the rest, has he?
Let's see what sort of time he gets back.
All right, I'll inform him to hurry up.
"20 minutes later,
He's here, mate.
Shahzad returns.
He's parked deliberately behind our van.
He's just trying to get one over on us.
It's clear that he hasn't calmed down.
You know how it is.
Okay,
And they hire you big lads so you can scare people.
No?
Trust me, because one bit you don't scare anyone, bro.
Shahzad has brought some more cash, but he's unwilling to hand it straight over.
Well, I'm going to have to count it anyway, so if you want to watch me count it.
No, I don't want to watch you count. You're going to watch me count it.
You carry on, do what you're doing, I'll have to count it after you. Waste time. I'll tell you what.
Well, I'm going to count it right next to you.
Stop wasting my time, let me count the money, right? And then you can watch me count it. Thank you. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Shahzad has now cleared the entire debt in cash.
Whose name am I putting the receipt in? In yours.
Still ain't going to stop me from parking then.
Shahzad, you're not going to park there.
Alright, hopefully we won't have to come back. Alright, take care.
The case is finally resolved. Now all Gary and Connor have to do is work out how they're going to get their van out. But Shazad has quickly followed them downstairs.
Well, look what you're doing.
Look what you doing. You got fucking trying to make me taking 17 on the bar and be like, I'm going to take a joke. Like, I don't understand anything. Alright, cool, mate.
How about I call the police?
What are they going to do?
They'll move out of the way.
Well, that's going to waste their time and that. They can get that.
While Connor tries to maneuver the van around the Fiesta, Gary calls the police.
Hi there, my name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent with a High Court writ. We've got the writ paid, but there's a guy out here called Rashad who just wants to cause problems by blocking the car in.
What's his game?
As Connor backs up, Gary spots something.
He's punctured our tyre.
So, mate, the police are on their way.
For what?
Criminal damage.
For what?
My tyre.
And then Shazad suddenly decides to leave.
I've got his picture, he's walking off. You'll get a visit from the police, all right, mate? See you soon.
Sometimes the things that we do can cause people to lose a lot of face. And they sometimes do very silly things that is just going to cause them more problems. But they don't realise that at the time.
10 minutes later, the police arrive.
So how much damage has been done to your van?
It's a punctured tyre. Is this something that he would be arrested for? Yeah. Is it? It is?
Damage, yeah.
All right.
If he's not, he'll be on our system.
I'm sure he'll regret it when you do catch up with him. Cool.
Have you going around slashing your tyres every time someone disagrees with your job?
That's it.
Alrighty.
All right, cool.
No problem at all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All Gary and Connor can do now is wait for a mechanic to arrive and repair the van.
We've got to get the tyre changed, but who's going to have the last laugh? Because we're going to be on our way soon, and he's £1,793 down, and he's probably going to get arrested for it as well.
Research has shown that over 1.5 million low-income households in the UK are struggling with extreme levels of debt. Average household debt, including mortgages, is now over £56,000 and is predicted to increase by over 50% in the next 5 years. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Yardley, Birmingham, to collect a large debt of nearly £40,000 from Mrs. Linda Bird.
Grey, horrible day.
Miserable, isn't it?
The money is owed to a firm of solicitors for unpaid legal fees arising from a family dispute which began 10 years ago.
A lot of money. £38,209.40.
It's a massive one, isn't it?
The claimant has tried several times over the last decade to get their money back. And so finally, they escalated the case to the High Court in a last-chance bid to reclaim the money they're owed.
Yeah, go on.
With such a large amount to recover, the agents aren't expecting the full amount today. But if Mrs. Bird doesn't make an acceptable offer, Matt and Gary will have to remove goods to offset at least part of the debt.
Hello, sir, how are you? I'm looking for Linda Bird.
Right, she's not here.
She's not here? No, okay, can you give her a call for me?
Who are you, mate? What do you want?
That's no problem, I can explain the way. My name's Mr. Highway, sir. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Right, okay. Hold on, babe. Can I call you back in 2 minutes? What's it regarding, anyway?
I'm here with a writ from the High Court, sir. So that's it. That is all I can tell you at the moment, unfortunately.
For what, then?
I will need to speak to Linda about it, as you can imagine. Is Linda your mother or partner?
Yeah, my mum.
Mum, okay. Smashing.
The debtor's son, Wayne, gets his mother on the phone.
You got High Court enforcement agency at the fucking front door. Alright, tell me. Should be back in a bit, mate.
With the door open, Matt takes the opportunity to make peaceful entry into the house.
Hold on. Don't come into my house, right?
Yeah.
Now you're forcing entry. Well, you better get the police here, mate.
I don't need police, sir.
Well, I do. Hiya, yeah, can I have the police, please? Right, I've had some county court bailiffs turn up at the property. They're not for me, and yet they're forcing through the door, and he's actually making me feel threatened in my own property.
The police tell Wayne the agents have every right to be in the house.
Well, you've been about as helpful as a fucking turd, so thank you. Fuck you.
Thank you.
Just come in now.
We can make entry through any open door. That's where people often get confused as to what they can and can't do, whether they are able to obstruct us. No, you know, once we've entered, we're there legally and lawfully.
15 minutes later, Mrs. Bird arrives back home.
Hiya.
Hiya, Linda, you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry for the disruption.
No, it's okay.
My name's Matthew High, I'm a High Court Enforcement agent. I'm here with
Can you tell me what for, please?
Yeah.
Right,
Do you want to take a seat and we'll have a chat through it, yeah. So, the claimant took you to the county court. They've escalated that to the High Court for enforcement purposes.
Taking me to High Court.
The writ from the High Court commands myself and my colleague to attend here today to ask you for payment or to seize goods to the value of...
I wanted to receive my goods.
It's a huge amount of money. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, it was 25 at the time.
It's £38,000 now.
Well, I don't know about that because I thought it was squash because I haven't heard from him for 10 years. So that is a bit unfair to me that he's done that to me.
It's clear that the size of the debt, now with 10 years' worth of interest added, has come as a shock to Mrs. Bird. Matt needs her to understand what she must do next.
We are going to have to do something about this outstanding debt.
Yeah.
What can you raise at the moment?
Well,
that's a copy of the warrant for you from the High Court.
So I don't know.
Right. They're going to want a substantial down payment. It's a £38,000.
I'm going to get money if I haven't got.
Yeah.
Can I phone him up to make arrangements on the phone? I need to give you £200 a week.
Give him a call. Give him a call.
Mind?
Linda calls the claimant's office to try and come to an informal agreement.
Hello? Hello, Mrs. Burr. Hello? I'm willing to pay £200 a week and I'll bring you down the office in the morning. I don't mind that. And I didn't know I owed that much. I've got the enforcement blokes here trying to speak to her.
Yes, please, yeah. Hello?
Hello, madam. It's Gary Ball, the High Court Enforcement agent.
Right, okay. Just hold on there. I'll see what I can do.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
The office promises to call back, but her son Wayne is not happy with the offer his mother has put forward.
Yeah, we're going to do £200
Well, I'm going to have to rely because I need to the stuff.
Well, how are you going to, Mum? You can't do yourself like that because you'll have no money to eat, will you?
No, I'm going to have to rely.
Yeah, well, you won't be able to eat, will you?
It doesn't matter, does it? Then what the fuck you could eat?
Talk sense to him because if you start saying you're going to pay something you can't afford and then you relapse on it, he'll be back again.
Yeah, large debts are always difficult to collect. You know, when we see £40,000 and £50,000 on a writ, our eyes roll in the back of our head because, you know, unless someone's very well off, most times people will struggle with that sort of debt.
10 minutes later, the claimant's office calls back.
Hello?
Hello, Gary. Carry on doing what you're doing, please.
Okay, carry on.
Before. All right.
Okay, that's... Yeah, rejected. Carry on what you're doing.
The agents now have no choice but to start an inventory of goods they could seize to offset some of the £38,000 Linda owes.
Lenovo laptop. Xbox, right?
Yeah.
One.
But Wayne has other ideas.
Well, you ain't touching that telly or that Xbox.
So as far as
I've paid for them.
As far as we're
my stuff in my room and my mum's room.
Yeah, do you want to get receipts or invoices for them then, bud, and then we'll have a look
Well,
at
I'm
them?
supposed to prove that. The Christmas presents.
They will be seized unless you can prove otherwise.
Like, that's my fucking property. I've paid for that.
Right.
I'm going to go and check through my paperwork.
Yeah, I'm going to take two paperwork.
There we go. I thought I brought it from Argos, but that's Curry's. That's a receipt at Curry's. So that's for this laptop.
All right, happy with that, mate.
Thank you.
What's that for, mate? Let's have a look.
I'll tell you one as well.
The documents prove that the assets in the house do belong to Wayne. With nothing to take, Matt and Gary have no choice but to try and negotiate a payment plan Linda can afford, and that the claimant might accept.
Linda, how can we resolve this? How can we resolve this?
Mate, we can't, to be honest.
As Linda is on benefits, the agents need to see proof of her income so they can work out how much she can afford to pay.
Have you got a letter for it?
You got the letter?
I've looked at the door, son.
This might help you out, so we need proof that you're getting it.
But the situation is clearly taking its toll.
Linda, calm down.
Calm down. He's just said, look, find the letters and he'll try and help you.
I'm sure
He
he'll.
can. He wants to help you.
Do you want me to
Find
have a
the
look?
letters, please. Right?
There you go, that's what we need.
The documents prove that Linda is on a low income. It's now up to Matt to figure out a realistic solution.
Well, I'll tell you what I've put forward, okay? £150 today.
I can probably get 150 quid together for you today.
With £200 a month, not a week.
£200 a month.
I'm not saying they're going to come back and say yes to it. I don't know.
Matt calls the office to see whether the claimant will accept a £200 a month payment plan.
Hello?
But as they've already rejected Linda's earlier offer of £800 a month, he's not hopeful.
So we're at the property at the minute. As far as his assets are concerned, there isn't. So we're a bit big in the middle, but there is an offer of an arrangement, £150 today, with £200 per month going forward. We are able to set arrangements if the claimant, is happy with that. They don't have any obligation to accept an arrangement, but sometimes if there aren't any assets there, then that is the only way to move the case forward.
15 minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello?
Hi, Matt, it's Ken. Proposal is they wouldn't want any less than £500 up front and then £300 a month going forward.
Speak to you shortly. Cheers.
The claimant is prepared to accept a deal, but at a higher monthly rate.
So the officer spoke to the client. So what they're saying is that they are willing to enter an agreement with you under different terms. What they say they would like is £500 today.
A month?
No, today, with £300 a month going forward.
I could have it by Friday, but not today. I've got £80 in there and he's got 150, that's all I've got.
And you can get the rest to us on Friday?
Sorted, yeah.
Thank you very much, I really appreciate it.
Alright, yeah. So, yeah.
With the help of her son, Linda has agreed to meet the claimant's request of a £500 down payment paid in 2 instalments.
Take your card, buddy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Linda's son also agrees to help her find the £300 payment plan. But with £38,000 to pay back, it'll be more than 10 years until they're debt-free.
All right, Linda, you take care, all right? No worries.
Right. You're all sorted, yeah? You understand everything? See you later.
See you later, mate.
See you later, mate.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
We managed to get an arrangement in place in the end that the claimant and the defendant are both happy with. I think we've got the best possible outcome for the client.
Matt and Gary secured a result against the odds. But in Connor and Gary's next case...
Excuse me!
A lockdown at a car dealership
If you don't open the gates, mate, we'll force entry.
leads to a standoff.
So what am I doing? Am I calling the police or are you going to open the door?
Nearly 30,000 county court judgments were issued against businesses in England and Wales in the first quarter of 2017. The average amount owed now exceeds £2,700, a 36% increase from the previous year. High Court enforcement agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are near Maidstone, Kent. They're hoping to collect a debt of £3,000 owed to a dissatisfied customer by car dealer Richard Adams, trading as Aspire Auto.
Oh, here we are. There it is, Gary.
Here we go.
Ah, there's two entrances.
There's more than 20 cars in this forecourt, mate.
With plenty of potential assets on show, Gary and Connor could have all the leverage they need if Mr. Adams can't or won't pay today. Now, all they have to do is find him.
Just have a look outside. You all right there? Can I speak to the company owner, please?
He's not here at the moment, but you can speak to me about it.
Okay. We're here about a case where the company's been taken to court.
We'll have to speak to him then.
Yeah, can you get him on the phone for me, please?
The employee tries to call the debtor, but he's not picking up.
I can't get in touch with him yet.
You can't get in touch with him at all?
It's just going to answer phone, so.
Can you keep trying? I know this isn't your debt or anything, but...
I'm going in a minute, so...
Okay. I'll try him as well.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Hello there, my name's Gary Brown, I'm an enforcement agent and I have a High Court writ against Aspire Auto. If you could give me a call back and we can get this resolved hopefully very quickly. Thank you.
While Gary and Connor wait for Mr. Adams to get in touch, they spot the dealer's stock list on the office computer.
This will be plus services and repairs and stuff, so purchase price is that.
Because of removal and auction fees, Gary and Connor will have to remove several cars to cover the £3,000 debt.
That Peugeot, it's up for just under £2,000. Is what I'm thinking. So this is car number 1.
Focuses.
The Range Rover.
They identify 4 cars on the forecourt that would cover the debt and all the costs of removal.
That's enough, you reckon, or...?
Yeah. When we enforce against car dealers, you know that there's always assets, and you know in the back of your mind it's just a bit of a waiting game, and if you back off a bit you're eventually going to get the debt paid.
But there's still no sign of the debtor.
Well, what we're going to do is, as we can't get hold of him, we're going to do a controlled goods agreement. He needs to contact us when he gets in, or when you can get in contact with him to make a payment on this. Otherwise, we're going to have to come back and remove goods if there's not a payment made.
I'll give him 48 hours.
48 hours.
Gary and Connor list the cars they've identified to seize on a controlled goods agreement and leave the paperwork in the office. The controlled goods agreement means the cars cannot legally be moved or sold. And if Mr. Adams doesn't pay in 48 hours, they have the right to return to seize them.
All right. Thanks, mate. Take care.
It's quite frustrating to get to an address and you've got all this leverage in front of you and there's nobody there to speak to. But all you can do is take control of the assets that are there and leave the paperwork and give them a chance to get in touch.
2 days later, Mr. Adams has still not been in touch, and so Gary and Connor are paying another visit to Aspire Auto. But this time, they're in for a surprise.
The gates are locked.
God's sake.
And our Peugeot's not in the showroom anymore.
Is it not?
No. He's got one of them heavy-duty padlocks on this one.
Makes life a bit awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The other 3 cars Gary and Connor listed on the controlled goods agreement have also disappeared, and the place appears to be empty.
So if he has removed the cars, then he is breaking the law, and the police will then become involved, and the cars will be reported as stolen. But there's someone here.
But then Gary spots someone leaving the showroom.
Excuse me! If you don't open the gates, mate, we'll force entry.
Yeah, the guys in there have obviously been briefed not to speak to us. I'm going to go and speak to this fella. There is someone over there. Fellas, I'm about to cut the gate open, okay? So you either want to open it or get this bloke on the phone.
Gary sees the man going into another building at the back of the car showroom.
Has he locked that gate as well?
Get the big yellow scissors out.
The writ empowers them to force entry if necessary.
Want to get the owner on the phone for me, please?
I've got the police on the phone.
At the back of the dealership, Gary's in for a surprise. He finds a large working garage. If this is part of Mr. Adams's business, the expensive equipment inside would be much more cost-effective to remove than the vehicles left on the forecourt.
Okay, you've got a warrant. Got a High Court writ. I need proof of ownership for all the diagnostic equipment in there, the tyre machines, everything.
This is actually a separate business compared with the front.
Are you open for business?
I am.
Why isn't the gate open?
Because the customers ring us.
Sorry?
Because the customers ring us.
What, do you mean when I came to the gate and you walked away from me?
Despite the man's claims that this is a separate business to Aspire Auto, Gary is suspicious.
Has he got a number for Richard Adams?
Okay. I mean, that's like that he's doing.
I think you're being a bit more evasive than what...
I was just told to keep the doors locked and keep himself to himself, and that's what I'm doing.
I don't think you're being completely honest with me. What's your name, fella?
Do you know?
Nothing to do with me.
No, but I've got nothing to do with any of this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe that between everyone that's here now, you haven't got any contact details, or you're not able to contact Richard Adams.
I haven't got a number for him.
It just doesn't ring true to me, I'm afraid.
Gary still hasn't seen proof that the garage is not part of Aspire Auto. Then he spots some paperwork.
Right, yeah, this is kind of what I need to... So I've found some receipts here, which they've all got Aspire Auto on.
Nail in the coffin.
The receipts show that garage repairs and services are being invoiced under the name Aspire Auto. Gary now has the evidence to show that the garage is connected with the debtor company.
This guy's locking up the...
But then the mechanic takes action of his own.
If you lock that, I'll be breaking it open. If you lock that, I'll be breaking it open. You're not doing yourself any favours by doing this. The goods in there, I believe, belong to Aspire Auto. If you don't open these, then I'll call the police, because you deliberately just lock these doors.
The police, mate. Come on, let's call the police.
Kent Police, please. I need police assistance, please, because I've got people here obstructing me.
The police are on their way. But then, Connor spots something in an unlocked car.
Gary, mate.
Yeah. Oh, hello. What's spotted?
The diagnostic unit, with its expensive software, could be worth almost £4,000.
So this is quite a good piece of leverage you've got. It's probably worth more than any of the cars on the forecourt, but this will fit in the glove box, whereas a car is logistically a lot more difficult to remove. We've got a result.
The machine is all the agents need to offset the debt.
This is the connector, all the connectors and stuff. All that in there.
This is it, mate. This is it cleared.
With no need to get into the garage, Gary calls off the police.
Can I cancel police assistance, please?
It's quite normal for debtors to be evasive, but when they're going to the lengths that they're refusing access and removing goods that we've already taken control of, then it oversteps a boundary and they're actually committing an offence then. It never ceases to amaze me the lengths people will go to be evasive.
All right, mate. All right, see you later, mate.
Well, we got what we came for.
That's the main thing.
Research has revealed that having children increases the probability of getting into debt by more than 50%. More than a third of UK families with children report that they would have to borrow money to pay for essentials should the cost of living increase. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Birmingham to collect a debt of over £6,500 owed by Nada Joma and Tony Santos for unpaid nursery fees.
He's a bit of a danger to himself, isn't he?
The nursery escalated the case to the High Court.
Over the drive, mate.
And now Matt and Gary must collect payment in full today.
Hello, morning. Could I speak to Nada Jamal or Tony Santos, please?
Yeah, who's here?
My name's Mr. Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yourself or is it somebody here?
They moved from here.
They've moved from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you got some identification for yourself?
Yeah.
You have? Smashing. Thank you. Thank you.
The woman shows the agents a passport in the name of Hayam Kadimi. But as this is the address on the writ, the agents have the right to stay and investigate further.
Now, when did you move in?
About 6 months ago.
6 months ago? You live on your own here?
Yeah. With the 3 kids.
And is it property rented?
Yeah.
You got a tenancy agreement?
If you come back to me after I grab the case, I'll be there.
Yeah, you're going to need to find it now, sweet, I'm afraid. We need to see it now.
Okay, give me 2 minutes to check. Okay?
Thank you.
But Matt is suspicious.
You just play with it for a minute. I'll see if there's any notes on the system.
Yeah.
Matt turns detective. He checks all the information he's been given about the debtor on his phone.
Thank you.
Let's get that passport back up again, mate.
Excuse me, why are you checking?
Matt checks the woman's ID with the details on his phone.
What's your date of birth, madam?
14 January 85.
Got the right person then, madam, it's you, isn't it?
Unless you've got exactly the same date of birth as the person that's just moved out, which is pretty unlikely, isn't it, really?
Matt and Gary now suspect that she might be using 2 names.
Are you Nada Jamal?
No.
With the woman still denying that she's the debtor, Matt and Gary now need to use all their skill to work out if she's telling the truth and get the £6,500 they came for. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball were at an address in Birmingham, seeking to recover £6,500 from Nada Jomar and Tony Santos.
Moved from here?
They moved from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The woman who lives here showed ID with a different name to the one on the writ.
Got the right person then, madam, it's you, isn't it?
Now the agent suspects she is using 2 names.
Unless you've got exactly the same date of birth as the person that's just moved out, which is pretty unlikely, isn't it, really?
Matt hopes his persistence will pay off.
No?
I will tell you, Tony Santos is my ex-partner.
He's your ex-partner?
Yeah.
Right, smashing. Now we're getting somewhere now, aren't we?
He's not here.
He's not here?
He left the country.
Right, okay. And you're not Nada Jamal?
No.
You're not?
But Matt is not giving up. The agents look inside the property. They want to find evidence to confirm their suspicions that the woman is using 2 names and that she is the debtor that they're looking for.
Is this my paper?
Sorry?
Is this my paper?
It's one of your letters, yeah.
Why are you checking my letter?
I can check anything that's in the property.
Gary then makes an important discovery.
What's her name on the writ? Jomar. Her residence permit?
Nada Abdul Hamid Jomar.
Named one name on a court writ, one name on a passport, same lady.
Well, that's the game, isn't it? That's how the game's played.
The document proves that the woman is the debtor, Nada Jomar, after all.
So do you want to talk some sense now? Your name's Nada Jamar. Tony's your ex-partner, yes? Yeah. Correct. Smashing. When you find that bit of evidence, and you know it is checkmate. You know, there's nowhere for the defendant to go. They've got to either deal with it or lose something, and all that's left to do is take the money.
With her deceit uncovered, the agents can now continue to enforce the writ.
So we're here with a High Court writ this morning on behalf of probably a day nursery that your children went to, I'd have thought. It's now been escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes. So we're here today to remove £6,568.32 worth of goods. The only way to stop that from happening is to pay in full.
In full?
Yes. £6,568.32. So if you'd like to make some phone calls, if you need to, or if you need to contact Tony, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, smashing.
Nada tries to get her ex-partner, Tony, on the phone, but he's not picking up.
You need to speak to him, because unless we get payment, then we're removing goods. So if you want to avoid that, then you need to speak to him.
He's not answering.
No? Can you pay this amount, madam? 6,568.32.
You want to come back for me after?
No, thank you. Wait, I don't think you understand. We're here to either remove goods to this amount. The only way to stop that is to pay.
With no offer of payment and Nada unable to reach her former partner, the agents have no choice but to seize assets. Matt turns his attention to the car parked outside.
Just stick a clamp on that. Chevrolet, mate.
But the value of the car would only cover part of the debt. So the agents need to start an inventory of goods inside the house for other assets they could seize.
I'll just start taking pictures of the items.
Yeah, I got TV, mate, to start with.
Laptop there as well. And a PS4 as well.
I'm telling you, take whatever you want to take.
No, it's fine.
But as the agents continue their inventory, they make a surprising discovery.
Oh, this is an interesting one, Mr. Ball. Gary.
Yeah? Where are you? What's that?
She's also a special constable for Northamptonshire Police.
You're joking.
It absolutely beggars belief.
She's learning to be a special constable. So are you a special constable then?
Yeah, just 4 weeks left.
Can I give you a little piece of advice?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a police officer, the next time someone comes and asks you a question, you need to answer it truthfully.
I know. And I told you to take everything. I give you my car. I said take my car even. Because I know you're doing your job and I can't take all this hassle. It's too much for me.
Sometimes if the if the debt's a considerable amount of money, the defendant will actually rather that you take something because they know the value of it. They know what it is to them. They bought it originally. So if they paid £1,500 to £2,000 for it, they know that's what it's worth to them. So if you're there looking for £4,000 or £5,000, then sometimes that's the best outlet for the defendant to say, well, OK, just take the car.
The agents have now been in the house for an hour and a half. It's nearly 9 a.m. and Nada needs to take her children to school.
This is the house key.
This one is, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the car key.
Yeah.
With her car seized, the family go off in a taxi, leaving the agents to continue the enforcement alone.
She's left the property now. So she's gone and said, crack on, do what you like and see you later. So we've got very little choice now but to remove goods.
The assets in the house aren't enough to cover the £6,500 debt, so Matt decides to take the car.
Hello. Hi, mate. Where's the car got to go to? Because I'll probably just drive it there, save waiting for recovery. OK.
The agents lock up and leave the property. Nada will have 14 days to pay the debt, or the car will be sold at auction.
Got a full tank of fuel, we're good to go.
If selling the car doesn't cover the debt, the agents will be back.
I think on an enforcement visit, when something's being hidden and it becomes apparent that someone's hiding something, it spurs us on. It gives us the drive to look even deeper. And to turn the rocks over that hadn't been turned over previously. There's something to hide there. What is it? Why are they hiding it? Is it going to be of use to us? Is it an asset that's been hidden away from us? Is it going to essentially allow us to enforce the writ today?
You Can't Pay Will Take It Away is back same time next week. Tomorrow night at 9, the new series of Jane McDonald and Friends continues with Lee Mead and Elkie Brooks joining our songbird to belt out some great tunes. Next tonight, Eamon and Ruth reveal the silent killer that's lurking in 9 million homes in new Do the Right Thing.
Threats.
Mr. Khan, Mr. Khan. Don't push your luck with me.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
I'm going to calm the dog out. I'm going to calm the dog.
What happens when debt
I memorise. Do not touch me again.
tracks you down?
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
Up and down the UK.
Nobody had that kind of cash.
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
Can't believe that's been in it.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's my daughter's birthday today.
Because if you can't pay,
I really don't have any money to make payment.
They'll take it away. Research has shown that late payments pose a major problem for small and medium-sized businesses. Nearly 1 in 3 payments to small companies are late, and this is estimated to cost the UK economy £2.5 billion a year. High Court enforcement agents Max Caraher and Steve Pinner are in southwest London to collect a debt of almost £2,000 owed by cafe owner Waleed Adamu.
Okay, Max, we're now approaching Tooting. Where are we off to?
We're off to see Mr. Waleed Adamu.
Mr. Adamu owes the money to a bakery goods supplier whom he failed to pay.
That's it, Broadway Cafe. Yeah. Is that space down?
I don't know.
The claimant escalated the case to the High Court, and now Mr. Adamu must pay in full today.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Are you Waleed?
No, I'm not Waleed.
I'm here to speak to Waleed Adamu.
He's not here Waleed anymore. That's my ID here.
The man shows Max a credit card. It's not in Mr. Adamu's name, but Max and Steve need to make further enquiries.
Oh, you're a guardian.
My name's Max Caraher.
Yeah,
my
nice
colleague
to meet
Steve
you.
Pinner. We're enforcement agents. We've been sent here with a High Court writ, sir.
You're looking for Waleed?
Yes, we are.
Waleed is not here anymore.
Did he used to own the business?
Yeah, he's not anymore.
So who are you, sir? Are you the boss of the new business?
No, because I'm helping on the shop.
You're just a chef
Yeah,
here.
boss is not here.
Who operates from here?
There is someone who's not here.
But we can solve all this if perhaps we get the boss on the phone.
Well, I don't know. So leave me to what there is.
You don't know the boss? Who pays your wages?
Me, I'm helping here. I'm not working here.
The problem we have is that until we see photographic ID of who owns it or who rents it, with no disrespect to you, I could give you my credit card and you could show me.
Yeah, and I said.
But Max is sceptical of the man's claims and starts a search of the premises.
Yeah, I'm going to go look around the till. Sorry. Waleed Adamu trading as the Broadway Kitchen, which is where we are. They can't get us in touch with him.
The pile of letters on the counter are all addressed to the debtor.
My friend, who do you call if there's a problem here? You don't know?
You must have an emergency contact. You must.
No.
But then, another man arrives at the cafe.
Hiya.
Hi there, Mr.
Waleed Adamu.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
The man is the debtor, and he wants answers.
What's the problem now?
We need to collect £1,909.
No.
You choose, sir. You either pay for it, or we
I don't
enforce
pay
the
for
rent.
it.
Then we remove goods.
We'll do it. You're not scaring me.
I'm not scaring
I'm
you,
telling
I'm just
you something
stating a
because
fact.
I know on my right.
Okay.
The business is somebody else's name.
Okay.
You're not allowed to take anything. All this money, believe me, I'm not going to pay penny.
Why is that? I know because you're
no
arguing.
man, listen to me.
No,
because
I'm not
there
going to
is no
shout at
person.
me. You're going to shout at me.
Because you try to explain to you.
Okay.
You're not
explain
chasing me
without
up. Or you're going to put the knife on my neck to pay the money which is not mine.
Okay, well
You
it is.
understand
The High
that?
Court have decided it is yours to pay.
Whatever it is, I will go to the court. I will do respect the court, but the reason I wasn't in the court.
If you respect the court,
that's the problem.
You
Yes.
pay it.
What do you mean?
The High Court command that you pay it.
You affect my business today big time.
You've affected
you know
your
what I
own
mean? You come
business,
in here,
sir.
you're making a scene. It doesn't work like this.
But when there's contractors here removing goods, it will cause more
Listen,
problems.
this is not the way you behave with the people. You come
Okay.
into the premises and you come in like I would remove your goods. Why are you going to remove my goods?
Why?
Well,
You-
yes.
You've just said they're your goods.
Yeah.
I thought they weren't your
It's
goods.
my business, yes.
After claiming the business wasn't his, Mr. Adamu has changed his story.
Seriously, you got in my nerves.
Well,
because the way you're
unfortunately,
dealing with me,
are you-
I don't like it. You know
are you
what I
going to pay it
mean?
and then we'll leave?
Listen to me.
Yes.
Could you just get out from the bar there and
No.
come back this side?
With no payment looking likely, Max and Steve start an inventory of seizable goods. But Mr. Adamu isn't calming down.
Why you are like making me wind up? Because you're telling me
Try not to.
that you're gonna move the goods and all these things.
That
That's
is-
not the way you behave with the people. You're gonna remove all the goods here.
Yeah.
Because
and that's worth bloody £20,000. You're taking a piece of
It won't be worth 20 grand at auction. I'm telling you, sir, unfortunately, we
That's
have
how
to
we have to
remove if we don't get any payment. We have to.
Don't
Is
go
it-
like pushing,
Is it-
alright?
So just
He is a good in his job,
Okay,
but the
yeah.
way you're talking, you
Yes.
wind up with people because we're already in the problem here. You
Sir,
understand?
you got to pay it.
You've been silly.
I'm not being silly.
Here you go.
Oh.
When you finish, you close the door. There you go.
That was a different
So
one.
we
Take
can't
bloody
take.
fucking kids. You're
We
not
can't
gonna scare
take
me.
it.
Listen.
I'm
You're
not trying to scare
me.
you at
You're
all.
not gonna scare me.
How am I trying to
Close
scare you?
fucking shop now.
Don't swear
and
at
take
me.
all the fucking
Don't swear at me.
Go away. Listen, no one gonna make me press on the bloody.
Don't
fucking
swear at me.
I swear in my property. Don't fucking go like, pushing me. If you're a man, fucking clear it now. Fucking clear it now.
Please.
This simple job has turned into a highly charged standoff.
You're not gonna scare me, believe me.
With Mr. Adamu refusing to calm down, the agents will have to act fast to stop this case from spiralling out of control. Max Caraher and Steve Pinner were in southwest London to recover nearly £2,000 owed by a cafe owner.
Who operates from here?
The man they first met denied the debtor, Mr. Adamu, still owned the cafe.
Yes, we are.
But then Mr. Adamu arrived.
Hi there, Mr.
Walid Adamov.
He said he couldn't pay.
I'm not gonna pay penny.
But as Max started listing assets, Mr. Adamu began to lose his temper.
Listen, no one gonna make me press on. If you're a man, fucking clear it now.
Now, the agents have to try and get this case back on track. But Mr. Adamu is still angry.
I came into this country with £2 in my pocket, do you understand? You just put it in your head.
Okay.
And no one fucking make me press up to make a loan. I don't do loan.
Sir, you need
I
to
cash
take
in
a
my
deep
pocket.
breath.
That's what I'm paying.
Sir,
you
chill out.
understand?
You're not listening, okay?
I'm not
You're not
listening
listening.
to you. Clear it.
Wow. He doesn't like you. Oh, not a good day.
With the debtor now gone, the agents have no choice but to remove assets in his absence, adding further fees to the debt. But as the equipment would fetch a fraction of its worth at auction, Max and Steve will have to clear a substantial amount of goods to cover the money owing. Max calls the office to get the client's approval to begin the process.
Hi, Alison. It's all kicking off down here. This defendant has refused to pay. Could you speak to the client? They've got two choices, either removal of the assets that are here, or they aren't going to get anything. Cheers, bye.
But then, Mr. Adamu returns.
The business is worth £100,000. For £1,900, you're gonna shut my business.
2,500. It's gone up.
Pizza oven
Yes.
costs £2,000.
Okay, at
Yes.
auction it won't cost £2,000.
How much are you gonna cost? £1?
No idea.
How much?
I don't.
Show me the auctions then. I'm gonna buy all equipment from there.
You can go to the auction.
Yeah, show me.
Do me a favour.
Yes.
Don't shout at me. Yeah, okay.
I shout. Is there a problem for you?
It is.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
I don't
listen.
care. If you
I'm
don't
just
like
gonna-
it, move.
No, we've got to take the goods. Okay, you'll lose them because of your stubbornness.
You're a geezer, you know the tricks, you know what I mean? You're tricky, you know what I mean? You're a street boy, you know what I mean?
I'm a street boy.
You like, you know the tricks, you know what I mean? You play with me.
I'm not playing with you.
Don't take in a piss.
I'm not taking a piss out of you.
Because the way you're talking, you're telling me that it's fucking worth like £1. That oven, yeah? How much worth? How much?
No idea.
You live in the UK, come on, come on.
Waleed.
Come on, you know the prices. How much that?
No idea.
How much?
No idea.
So what are you telling me then it's not worth £20,000?
I'm telling you that it's not worth £2 grand at all.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to speak about this further because you won't listen. Okay?
While Max continues making the inventory, Steve tries to reason with Mr. Adamu.
We need to calm you down a little bit.
He wind me up, that guy,
Okay,
believe me.
deal with me. Okay.
Sir, I do respect you as my father. You're not that old, but I'm trying to explain.
I am.
Listen, I've been through the divorce, alright? I lost my house already, alright? I pay a lot of money. I got a kid to look after. I can't go to the edge to beg people. I'm a good person. I'm paying the rate. I'm paying the
I'll tell you
things,
what,
brother.
for a good person, you're really, really loud.
I'm very loud.
You are.
I am loud.
I think the age difference of Steve and myself can really benefit a situation that is spiralling out of control. Because Steve is a few years older than me, people could perhaps talk to him as the fatherly figure.
With Mr. Adamu calmer, he makes the agents a surprising offer.
I've said
I'll
no.
give you my watch, bro.
No.
£7,000.
Oh, is it a real Rolex?
Take it. Oh, that's not fake.
It is fake.
Believe me, no, brother. You don't want to go your document for that.
It's fake.
It's not.
It is definitely
Believe me,
fake.
it's not.
It's fake.
You two are never going to get on.
No, it's fake.
I've seized lots of real Rolexes in my career.
The agents can't accept the watch, but it's now 20 minutes since Max called for permission from the claimant to remove goods. And with afternoon rush hour traffic building up, Max is concerned that organising a specialist removal of heavy kitchen equipment now may prove difficult. He speaks to the office.
We will need a gas engineer.
And an electrician.
And an electrician. Would need a lot of contractors if they want everything.
The office offer a solution.
Just take the coffee machine. Sure. Thanks, Alison. Bye.
However, there's a problem.
That's not mine.
If it's leased, we won't be removing it.
Mr. Adamu gets the leasing company on the phone.
Hello?
It's Capital Coffee here. The
Yep.
espresso machine, the grinder, belongs to us. He rents it from us.
Okay, can you just confirm what it actually is?
It's an espresso barista espresso machine. The grinder is at an F64. It's
You're
a
correct.
Santa.
Yeah, you know what? That's good enough for me. You've confirmed exactly what models they are on site. That's absolutely fine for me.
With the coffee machine out of bounds, the agents are running out of options. All they can do now is to give Mr. Adamu some extra time to come up with the money.
No good news yet. This is the control goods agreement. Sign it.
We agree.
The control goods agreement lists all the seizable assets in the cafe. Now, if Mr. Adamu doesn't pay the money he owes within the time agreed, all the items listed will be seized.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal. Your geezer.
The case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Adamu breaks his promise, the agents will be back.
$1 million question. Do you think that defendant is going to make the payment as promised?
I think he will.
Yeah?
It's not 100%, and if I'm wrong, I accept that I'm wrong.
Would you like to put a sportsman's bet on that?
Don't do betting. But I will buy you a cupcake if I lose.
Fantastic.
You can buy me dinner if I win.
This year, personal debt in the UK is expected to hit levels not seen since the 2008 financial crash. The total amount owed has increased by nearly £50 billion in the last year and currently stands at over £1.5 trillion. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are on their way to Redditch in the West Midlands. They have a writ to recover a debt of just over £1,700 owed by an accountant to a dissatisfied former client.
Where are we off to?
We're going to see Mrs. Sandra Kanzi. She owes £1,745.08.
Mrs. Kanzi's former client hired a new accountant who advised that sections of Mrs. Kanzi's work needed redoing.
Lovely views, aren't they?
The ex-client took Mrs. Kanzi to court to recover their costs and won. Now she must pay the money she owes in full today.
Hello, sir. How are you? Can I speak to Mrs. Sandra Kanzi, please? Is she not? Could you give her a call for me?
What's it to do with?
My name's Matthew Highway, sir. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Oh, hello.
Here with a High Court writ today.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps if I can speak to her, we can probably get the matter resolved.
Okay.
The man, Sandra's partner, David, gets her on the phone.
Hello there, my name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Yeah.
I'm at your property today with a High Court writ.
Right, okay.
So it's to do with the CCJ that went through court. It's now been escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes. There's an outstanding balance of £1,745.08 payable.
I can't give you that money today.
Right. Is it okay to disclose the information to this gentleman? Is it your husband, is it?
Of course,
Yeah.
he's my partner.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank
Can I speak to him then?
Yeah,
And
of
then
course.
Just 1 second. Can you not borrow it from somebody? No? Yeah, you come home when you're ready, yeah. Okay, right. I've got a mower you can have.
Right,
suppose.
okay.
So we go and have a look at that?
We'd much rather... We can do, but we'd much rather not go through that process.
No, I know, but...
We'd much rather get this resolved.
Sure.
It isn't absolute fortunes.
Trouble is, we've got a big house, but we haven't got lots of...
Right, okay.
Which you'll see.
Let's go and have a look around there while we're waiting.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Whilst they wait for Mrs. Kanzi to return home, the agents go inside to look for assets they could seize if she doesn't pay. But they're in for a surprise.
Well, I haven't seen a Christmas tree for a while. In April.
You can see how well organised we are. That telly I have to leave on because that won't turn on. Oh, there's a piano, but that's not worth anything. We got that free. We're not very well organised, I'm afraid. Be careful as you go. There's loads of stuff everywhere.
This is the playroom.
My daughter's 17 today, so...
Right. Any more rooms down here, or...?
Yeah, there's a study. You can have a look in there. Yeah, that's a bit dishevelled. I say, we may finish this house one day.
One day.
How long have you been here?
Quite a while.
Have you?
Yeah. There's not much there, I don't think.
More hoarding?
Yeah.
The large family house is in a state of disarray, and there doesn't appear to be any assets of value worth seizing.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's all right. Just moving the exercise bike out the way.
Oh, okay. That doesn't work, would you believe?
Now all the agents can do is wait for Mrs. Kanzi's return to see whether she can raise any cash.
We'll make you a cup of tea, but I don't think you deserve it.
All right, okay. That's what you think.
Would you like a tea?
I've been nicer to you than anybody else today.
You didn't seem very nice.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. White, no sugar?
White with 1 sugar, please. That's all right.
No, I'm all right, thank you.
No, I won't put anything in it, honest.
I'm going to watch you, don't worry.
You know what? Worst things happen at sea.
They do? Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's all right.
Are you not married to Sandra then?
No, 28 years.
You've been together?
Yeah.
Really?
Just never got round to that, have I?
It's on your to-do list.
She's a little bit of an avoider.
Yeah.
She'll see something and think, I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
And then there it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Unfortunately, we're not able to avoid
No,
it.
I know. I wish you were.
Some people react with craziness, jump up and down, physical violence, verbal abuse, and some people just haven't got it in them. I would much rather deal with it, and it is a much more pleasant experience for us.
40 minutes after she was called, Sandra arrives home.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
How are you?
Is it better?
Yeah, had better days.
I wasn't ignoring this at all,
No.
but I knew that I needed to ring somebody, but I go in and then I just get pushed and pulled all over the place by staff, clients, everybody else. And then, of course, it doesn't get done as quickly as it should. I'm not a bad person. I haven't done anything wrong.
No one's saying you are, mate. I've not said that at all.
And I tried to help them, And then they just, you know, oh, it's just ridiculous. It's my daughter's birthday today, so she's upstairs with her boyfriend, and I don't even know. I've got to. Right, okay.
Do you want a cup of tea because you've missed out on the run?
No, I'm fine.
How did the debt arise, Sandra?
I'm an accountant, and they were a client, and we were doing work for them. And she didn't appreciate what we were doing, so I basically said, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not prepared to work with you. So they left, went to another accountant. He decided that he was going to change what we had done, and he was going to charge them for the privilege of it, and then they decided they were then obviously going to charge me.
Well, I know you've been here a long time, so you obviously got the correspondence from the county court. Why not fight your case at that point?
It's easy for everyone to say, well, you should have done this and you should have done the other, but when you just don't have enough hours in the day to even sleep almost, it's just impossible.
Despite Sandra's dispute with the claimant, Matt and Gary have to get this case resolved one way or another.
As you're aware, we've got to enforce this High Court writ. At the moment, this writ is £1,745.08.
I know you come here and you think, oh, you know, we've got loads of money and all the rest of it.
I don't think anything.
No, I know.
I don't think
and
anything.
I'm just saying, no, we haven't, because my business isn't earning me any money. So we get by day to day at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think anything. I'm not making any assumptions at all. I'm just giving you black and white as to what we are here to do.
Sandra's business may be struggling, but Matt has to make it clear that if the case isn't resolved here today, the agents have the right to remove assets from her office.
There are 2 properties named on the High Court writ. One of them's here and one of them's your work address, your business, all right?
Yeah, I know, but then I can't keep my business going, can I?
The agents have been in the house for almost an hour. Now, it seems that the prospect of her business being put at risk has finally prompted Sandra to act.
There's $1,400 in my account.
Can't find another...
£345.
The dog's worth a few quid.
No, can't take dogs.
When you've got crappy credit...
Yeah, she's worth £750,000
Yeah, I know, but that's the problem. It's one of those where it's in the house, but we can't get at it. I've got 100 there.
I've got 65 down there.
65?
I can put probably 35 into that.
So that makes 1,600. Another tenner.
Thank you.
Right, so where are we then?
So we're £135 adrift. My maths is right.
Check again.
That's
That's all right.
I think it is.
Oh, that's obviously.
David goes to make a call to see whether he can raise the outstanding £135.
So my sister's going to lend me the money. Well, I'm glad we found it.
So we should be all done in a minute, Sandra, yeah? So I'm going to leave you a copy of the writ from the High Court. Okay.
You might as well have.
Oh, don't be stupid, David.
We might as well have the AP. Have it like levels it all up.
With the help of David's sister, Mrs. Kanzi's debt is paid off in full.
Have you got any other jobs to go to?
Thankfully, that's it for the day.
I've been boring you out.
Mercifully.
No, it's all right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, David. Sure.
It's been a good result for the agents.
Lovely couple.
What's happening with the garage?
Needs a new door. It's on his list of things to do.
Typical example of being asset rich. Well, £750,000 house, but struggling to find a tenant.
Matt and Gary got the result they needed in an unexpected situation. But in Max and Paul's next case,
I really don't have any money to make payments.
a debtor in denial risks losing everything.
This can't be right.
It is, I'm afraid.
In the first quarter of 2017, nearly 300,000 county court judgments were issued against individuals in England and Wales. Rising by over a third from the previous year, they now stand at the highest level recorded in over a decade. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Max Caraher are in Pinner, northwest London. They're here to collect a debt of almost £28,000 owed by a dentist in unpaid rent.
Paul, we're off to see Dr. Parag Patel, and we're looking to collect £27,966.76.
18 months ago, Dr. Patel was struck off for malpractice and barred from working for 5 years. But he failed to settle the rent bill on his exclusive central London clinic.
He's a doctor. I have a feeling these are going to be really big houses. I think it's the next left down that private road. There, big property.
Dr. Patel's landlord took him to court and won. Now he must pay the £28,000 he owes today in cash or goods.
Well, they could all not be on finance.
I bet that 07 plate BM isn't. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Here to see Mr. Parag Patel.
This is my son, not here.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Whose property is this?
Family, my property.
Your
My
property.
other two sons' property.
Okay.
He has nothing to do here.
Certainly. Can I see the paperwork for who lives in this house?
Paperwork?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, you can come in. Come in and have a look.
I'll shut the door.
He has nothing to do with here.
Despite the debtor's father's claims, this is the address on the writ, and the agents have the right to investigate whether he's telling the truth. Max immediately spots some paperwork.
Here we go. Parag Patel.
You cannot take without his permission.
I can, I'm afraid, sir.
This is not his room. Please, don't see this paper.
Here we go.
I'm telling you. We might have to take action.
The debtor's father is keen to remove the paperwork, but Max has already seen enough.
There's his mail here. There's his belongings here with his name on it. It's completely reasonable for us to assume that he resides here.
Is your son, Dr. Patel, in this country?
Yeah, he's in this country.
Is he coming home tonight?
Well, you make up.
It's clear that this is Dr. Patel's home.
This room is your son's room.
And the agents have the right to remove goods belonging to him, even in his absence. So Max turns his attention to the expensive cars parked outside and goes in search of keys.
None of the cars outside belongs to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Max looks in the silver BMW for evidence of who owns it.
Oh, bingo. That's a good bit of information right there.
The document is the letter sent to Dr. Parag Patel, informing him of the enforcement.
In the silver BMW, there's our money order.
Don't want you
This
to
is all
touch
about
any
our
of his
case.
paper.
Right,
No.
well, sir, this is all about the case that we're here for.
No!
So you need to sit down and...
I'm not going to do it.
The head of the family could take a real dislike to the enforcement agents. It's his family, it's his turf, and we're there. He is going to put up a barrier, and we are often going to be met with confrontation. That's just how it is and how it always will be.
With evidence to show that the silver BMW in the driveway belongs to Dr. Patel, Max clamps it. But then someone arrives at the house.
Hello, madam.
How did you enter the house?
Peaceful entry. You opened the door and I walked in.
I don't care. You walked in the house,
Yes, correct.
but the person whom you want
Yes.
is not here.
The woman is Dr. Patel's sister-in-law.
Madam, I've got a
This is my
high court
second
writ.
chance.
Is there any way you could get him on the phone for us?
I don't have his number.
You don't
because
have his number?
He lives in this house
Yes.
mainly because of his. He is the son and he wants to keep him. That's why he's in this house.
The debtor's sister-in-law claims she's unable to get in touch with him. Paul heads outside to update the office. But then Suddenly, Dr. Patel arrives.
Hello, sir. You're,
did you get
you're
entry?
Mr. Patel.
Yes.
Here's my identification. You live here?
Well, I live with my father, yeah.
We've got a High Court writ for you. You know what it's about. We found the court orders in a vehicle there. Are you in a position to make the payment?
I really don't have any money to make payments.
Is there anyone who can help you?
Not at this moment, no.
With that case, sir, I'm going to escalate this to the sale and disposal stage. Okay? The new balance is £30,737.56. We are now going to remove what assets we see fit to try and cover this debt.
Not my property.
Okay, you need to prove it.
I don't have to prove anything. I think I need to call the police. This is
So there's no need to swear.
Just deal with the car. Who does the silver BMW belong to?
My wife.
You need to prove it, or we'll take it.
How can I prove it?
Original bills of sale.
I'll see what I can find.
Dr. Patel and his sister-in-law go in search of documents to prove that the silver BMW doesn't belong to him.
Can this work?
No. This document is not proof of ownership. I can't submit that.
The tax reminder is addressed to Dr. Patel's wife, but it isn't proof that she owns the car. And with no other evidence to prove it isn't his, the agents can seize it today. But before they call recovery, Max wants to give Dr. Patel one last chance to pay.
What could you do on a monthly basis? What can you afford in your current position? Because I have to sell this to the claimant.
£100.
A couple of £100.
They won't accept that, but they would want a substantial down payment before they. So you're not earning sufficient money to make any payments towards this at all.
I've been struck up for a while now, so I put everything in there to keep it going.
Presumably you live in at the moment. You're earning
Well, I'm
money.
living because of their hospitality. It was 110,000, and I put it down to 24 with borrowed and stuff like that. Right? So it's not that I haven't paid them.
People can be at the top of their game, and then things can change, and then debt can drag them down and change the way they live, change what their family thinks of them, and then the last thing they want is enforcement agents turning up.
With no decent offer of payment on the table, Paul calls for recovery.
Helen, can we arrange to come and pick this car up if we got indemnity for it, please?
While the agents wait, Mr. Patel's father seems keen to make amends.
He's listening nicely, but you are not, you know.
I'm listening, sir.
You are young and you've got black hair. Let it be white, and you will understand better than what he understands.
I will try, sir.
I'm sure about it.
I will try my best to. Hopefully,
That's
with age
it,
will
yeah.
come wisdom.
Thank you very much for at least listening.
Take care. Be lucky.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Wish
you,
you
sir.
good luck.
10 minutes later, the recovery vehicle arrives.
This can't be right.
It is, I'm afraid.
The car will now be stored for 14 days. If Dr. Patel can prove within that time that the car does in fact belong to his wife, it will be returned.
It's up to her to prove it could be the original bill of sale to show that it was actually sold to her, not you.
If you get that, give me a call.
But if no proof is forthcoming, the car will be sold at auction and the agents will be back for the balance. Research has revealed that more than 50% of small business owners in the UK are under financial pressure. To keep their businesses afloat, nearly 1 in 5 resort to using personal savings, while a third have not made any provisions for their pensions. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Weymouth, Dorset, to collect over £5,000 owed by a building company to a security firm.
Mr. Matthew Penwell, trading as JJP Build and Maintain Southwest Limited, and he owes £5,087.97.
The agents have been told by the claimant that he owns a working van, which could be seized if Mr. Penwell can't or won't pay today.
The defendant has a 2009 Volkswagen Transporter. Oh, there it is. Right outside the house.
It's a valuable asset. Gary takes immediate action and clamps the van. He hopes the prospect of losing it will prompt swift payment.
Okay. Big dog. Hello, sir. Could I speak to Matthew Penwell?
That's my son, yes.
Or somebody from JP Build or Maintains Southwest. You're a director of the company, are you?
I am, yes.
My name's Matthew Harris. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Here with the High Court writ today. There's an outstanding balance of £5,087.97. So we're instructed to collect that balance or to seize goods to the value of. So the question is, can we get payment of this?
I'm sorry, the company is struggling financially. It's struggled for the last 6 months. Bills haven't been paid. After the last job I'd done for them, I didn't get payment in full for the work that was done. Some of it's related to another property. He's trying to take both the company and my eldest son, who's part of the director of the company, to court as well. Yeah. And it's left the business in a very bad position, to be honest.
As the debtor's father, Jeremy Penwell, is a director of the business, the agents can deal with him as well as his son.
Well, my accountant has been dealing with this on my matter. Some of the claim was incorrect.
Right.
So it was all a bit strange. He preferred it back to them, and to be honest, I haven't heard anything since.
Right.
But the appeal has yet to be heard in court, and the High Court writ is active today. With the debtor's father saying they can't pay, the agents need to look for other company assets. And with the van outside, Matt needs to investigate whether the company is trading from this address.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not having the property.
You don't have any choice, sir.
Well, there's nothing in here at JJP.
Okay, if there isn't, then it'll be up to the person in the property to prove to me that the items belong to them. Vehicle has been seized, and we'll organise removal of that.
No, I'm sorry, it can't be, because it's like it's in my name. That was advice from my accountant.
Mr. Penwell claims he's transferred ownership of the van from the company to himself personally. He calls his accountant.
High Court enforcement officers actually have turned up. They're looking to seize the van and goods to the value of £5,300. I just need some advice how to proceed in this situation. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. I'm sorry, my accountant's in meetings.
Yeah, there isn't anything an accountant can do, Jeremy.
The van's in my name, you're so adamant in taking it.
It's got the company written all up the side of the van. I'm more than happy that I would remove that as an asset of the company. Just to let you know, if we do have to go to what's called stage 3 of enforcement, it does add another £1,100 onto the debt. As much as it is our job, it's the last thing we want to do is be taking things away from people, but unfortunately, when the court's commanded it, that is what we have to do.
The van's worth more than that anyway.
We'll get an auction value on it. A lot of people don't realise, the High Court writ doesn't command me to go and collect the money. That isn't what the writ says. The High Court writ tells me to go and seize the goods of the defendant. So in other words, the court has already come to that end result that you're not going to pay because the county court have already asked you to pay and you haven't. So if payment's not forthcoming, we are there to seize goods.
Mr. Penwell hasn't provided any proof that the van isn't a company asset. It could be seized, but before they call recovery, Matt wants to give him another chance to pay.
Do you want to make any calls? Do you want us to,
I'm not sure what to do.
Give it a little bit of time? Well, I've told you there's 2 options in this case. You'll pay, or we'll take things away to cover the debt. I'd much rather he didn't go to taking stuff away, but unfortunately, that's in your hands. Make no mistake about it, items will go today.
Mr. Penwell now faces a stark choice. Find the cash or face losing what little he has. High Court enforcement agents Matt and Gary were in Weymouth to collect over £5,000 owed by a building company.
Could I speak to Matthew Penwell?
That's my son, yes.
The debtor's father and co-director of the company, Jeremy Penwell, seemed keen to keep his son out of the situation.
He's trying to take both the company and my eldest son, who's part of the director of the company,
to court as well. Yeah. It's left the business in a very bad position, to be honest.
He claimed he'd appealed the case.
My accountant has been dealing with this matter because some of the claim was incorrect.
But the High Court writ was active, so the agents seized his van.
You're also adamant in taking it.
It's got the company written all up the side of the van.
Now, the agents must try and get this case resolved, one way or another.
Can I get my mother and try and sort this out?
Is it to get the money to pay? Is that what it's for?
Partially, yes.
What's the other reason for it?
Well, she wants to come and speak to you.
Oh, right, okay.
She wants to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, fine. We do obviously have to carry on doing our job in the meantime, unfortunately.
While Jeremy waits for his mother to arrive, the agents search the house for a home office, which may contain company assets. But upstairs appears to be a normal family home.
And how old is he?
21.
This is Matthew that the claim is against?
He's named as a company director with myself. Yeah.
Okay, and does he have anything to do with the company at all?
Not really.
No?
No, not really.
No.
I tried to bring my son into the business, but he just wasn't, he's just not interested. He's still a full-time student at Lane College.
The reason for Jeremy's reluctance to involve his son becomes clear. It seems that despite his son's inactivity in the company, Jeremy failed to remove him from official company records.
What you've done, Jeremy, unfortunately, you've implicated him on a High Court writ. What you've also done, in the meantime, you've given a 21-year-old lad a CCJ against him.
I'm rather impressed that the guy went after my son when he knew the problem was between him and me. I've done work for him, and there's nothing substandard about the work I've done for him, and he's completely...
Right, but unfortunately there's been a court case, and the court case has been decided by the judge, hasn't it? Yeah, quite often we'll uncover, strange situations in the process of enforcing a writ. We just have to sort of deal with those as they come along. Sometimes you'll uncover all sorts of issues between other members of the family, but, it's all part of the enforcement job.
A few minutes later, Jeremy's mother arrives.
Can you tell me exactly what is going on?
If you could tell me who you are, first of all.
I'm
yes.
Mrs. Penwell. I'm Jeremy's mother.
Jeremy's mother, of course, yeah. Is that okay, Jeremy?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, okay, so we're High Court enforcement agents, and we've been asked to attend the property today with a High Court writ.
Right.
To do with an amount of money that's been through the county court. A CCJ has been issued against Matthew, JJP Build and Maintain South West.
Are you able to tell me why he said we owed him?
I don't know. There isn't any notes on there to say that.
So what exactly... Excuse me.
Yeah.
So did you know about this court case on the 9th? No. You knew about this court case on the 9th, did you?
The 9th of May?
Yeah.
There was paperwork that came...
You haven't told me any of this.
Well, no, I haven't worried you with it, because it was
I wish at times you would.
It was so silly.
Well, we can't have your van taken, so I shall have to go and get this 5,000. That's the only what we can do.
To save her son's work van, Jeremy's mother offers to clear his debt.
So I've got to get £5,000 cash.
The outstanding balance
80
is £5,087.97.
She heads off to the bank.
We see it all the time where defendants will hide their debt, hide their current situation from other family members, sometimes even their mum. They don't want to let on to other people that they're in the situation they're in. Who wants to admit that, it's all gone wrong and actually, I need you to bail me out, not being able to talk to somebody else and let them know there's a problem. It can lead to all sorts of trouble. And the end result of that, of course, is 2 High Court enforcement agents knocking your door in.
Half an hour later, Jeremy's mother returns from the bank with a friend.
Can we have a receipt for the money?
Of course, yeah.
She's managed to raise the £5,000 her son owes in full. But then she spots the amount of the original county court judgment.
No. The original judgment that the claimant went to court for was £3,600.
Well, if we paid that, we wouldn't be paying 5 then.
No, you wouldn't, that's right.
Just going to get the clamp off for him.
Copy of the writs there, Jeremy, and a receipt for the payment in full, all right? I know it's not a great circumstance, but I'm sorry, I can only be as gentle as I can be. Thank you, Jeremy. Take care.
With the debt paid in full, Gary unclamps the van, and the case is resolved.
Mum was, absolutely livid. If this had been dealt with earlier, it could have been settled with £3,600. And instead, today she's paying over £5,000. But it is what it is. It's done. We've got the payment for the claimant. They'll be happy.
And there's new Can't Pay next Wednesday night at 9. Over on Comedy Central next, Joel Dommett joins the lineup for Chris Ramsey's Stand Up Central. Next here on Channel 5, Fritzl, What Happened Next?
Threats,
I'll smash his head.
anger,
Get over here.
desperation.
I can't pay it.
What happens when debt
You think you can tear my family apart?
tracks you down?
Why are you holding the baby? To obstruct us?
Yeah. We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
Don't tell the story. Don't tell the story.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
You haven't paid us, though, have you?
Yes, I have.
Because if you can't pay,
I've just used our last pound to buy a loaf of bread.
they'll take it away. Research has shown that 1.8 million young people under 25 are falling into financial difficulty as they take their first steps into adult life. A recent survey has shown that over 50% of young adults say they regularly worry about money, while almost a third feel their debts are a heavy burden. High Court enforcement agent Max Caraher and trainee Connor Jackson work all over London and the southeast of England, seizing assets and collecting debts.
What we got first then, mate? It's a lovely cold morning.
We're off to see Mr. Bakzani.
It's 7:30 a.m. and they're in Feltham, West London, with a writ to collect nearly £2,500 owed by Mr. Bakzani in unpaid parking fines.
Just up here on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There's an Audi and
looks like a BMW.
There's someone in, mate. Movement.
Yeah.
If they belong to Mr. Zani, the two vehicles parked outside the property could be seized if he can't or won't pay.
I think someone's coming, mate.
Good morning. Here to see Bakzani. Is that you?
Yep.
Hello, mate. My name's Mr. Caraher. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Go on.
This is my colleague Connor Jackson. We've got a High Court writ for you back.
Yeah, go on.
From
Yeah, go on.
outstanding balance of £2,340 and 20 pence.
So what do you want me to do?
Make the payment.
I can't make a payment.
If you can't indeed pay it, we've got no other option but to enforce the writ.
What does that mean?
Removal of goods.
From where?
The property.
This is not my property.
Okay, but this is where we've got the writ and you live here.
Doesn't mean it's my property.
Sure, but you'll have goods in here that are yours.
This is my mother's property.
Mr. Zani is listed on the electoral roll at the address. As there is no proof this isn't his home, the agents have the right to stay and enforce the writ. Now Max turns his attention to the cars in the drive.
I want proof of ownership of these vehicles.
Which ones?
These two vehicles here.
They're not mine.
They're not yours. Whose are they?
You're gonna have to find out.
Okay, obviously the onus of proof is on yourself, not us. What about this vehicle here?
It's not my vehicle.
So you're not going to help me at all? You're not going to...
I'm just saying it's not my vehicle.
With Mr. Zani refusing to show evidence that the cars don't belong to him, Connor clamps the Audi. And Max inspects the BMW.
Wait. I've got proof of that.
Hold on. Right, well, listen, I can enter it and I'm going to.
This does not belong to me. This
Excellent.
is what I'm telling you.
Can I see some proof, sir?
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much. You can show me that. Listen, that's all about. Listen, madam, if you show me some proof that it's yours, yes.
Please, it's
madam.
my car.
While Mr. Zani's mother, originally from Albania, argues with Max, Connor spots an open door and the agents take their opportunity to gain peaceful entry.
Listen to me. It's
I'm
my
listening.
it's
I'm
my
listening.
house.
Madam,
It's
don't
my
shout at me.
Listen, it's my house. It's my
It's not gonna
house.
happen. Can I see proof?
It's my
of
house.
ownership
It's
of
not
it?
my son's house. He's not.
Madam, we're not leaving. We're not leaving this property. It's very early in the morning. He's here. We've got a high court writ to say he lives here. Madam, don't touch it. We'll just call the police, madam, if we get touched. Okay, we're not having that. Can you let us through?
Give me your phone. No, I can't let you through.
Can you let me through?
No.
Why not?
Do you want to phone the police, mate?
You don't have...
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay.
Madam, we've got a right to be here. Okay.
With Mr. Zani determined not to let the agents go any further than the hallway, Connor calls the police.
So I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm at a property in Feltham. We require police assistance, please.
But then, Mr. Zani takes drastic action. He picks up a young child and starts to film the agents on his phone.
Why are you holding the baby?
Because I'm holding the baby for you.
To obstruct us?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
not to obstruct you.
I think it's very irresponsible if you're holding a kid in front of me just to obstruct me, okay?
I'm not obstructing
But
you.
We're not.
came in
You're
front of
obstructing
the-
me. So what we're going to do is we'll wait here until the police, then they'll tell you to move. Okay?
That's fine.
If a person is willing to use a child as a human shield, I really think it says a lot about that individual. It makes our job more difficult in the sense that we don't want to injure children or get in their way. It's putting a child in such a dangerous position.
Moments later, the police arrive on the scene.
Morning.
And Mr. Zani puts down the child.
We've attended this address to speak to this gentleman here.
Are you trying to seize the vehicle?
We're trying to get a payment for the unpaid parking tickets. My colleague's got the High Court writ as well. He's inside.
We need to find out who lives here.
Oh, I don't live here. This is my mom's property. The property is registered under her name.
You mum? Yes. We come in.
Well, one second. I'm going to translate for her.
With the police now trying to reason with Mr. Zani and his mother, Max decides to take the opportunity to start looking for goods in the house.
Connor, come in. We're going to start an inventory. We're going to start then, guys.
But even with the police present, Mr. Zani still won't let Connor in and is refusing to stand aside.
Excuse me.
One second.
Excuse me, sir. Don't obstruct me. Do not obstruct me.
1 second.
Do not obstruct me.
I'm not obstructing
You're obstructing
I'm
me.
talking to the officer.
Mind out your way, please. Okay. Take your hands off me. Right. I'm coming inside.
Sir, move. Guys, you'll be. It's obstruction of an enforcement agent. Don't push it.
It's my property.
This
It's
is
not
obstruction of an
his
enforcement agent to be arrested.
Wait, can I see you sign it? No, it's
Guys,
my
move out of the way,
property.
please.
No, it's not permission to come my house. No.
A straightforward debt collection has turned into a highly charged standoff. The case is on a knife edge, and Max and Connor must act fast to stop the situation becoming dangerous. High Court enforcement agents Max Caraher and trainee Connor Jackson were in Feltham, West London, to collect a debt of over £2,000 owed by Mr. Bakzani in unpaid parking fines.
Here to see Bakzani. Is that you?
But Mr. Zani refused to pay his debt
I can't make a payment.
and resorted to extreme measures to block the agents from entering into the property.
I think it's very irresponsible if you're holding a kid in front of me just to obstruct me.
The police were called to the scene, and emotions got out of hand.
Sir, move. Guys, you'll be. It's obstruction of an enforcement agent.
Now, with the help of the police, the agents must calm the family down and get this debt recovery back on track.
Right, guys, can we all move? Okay, listen, we don't want to push, etc.
Okay, you'll be arrested if you don't move.
Honestly,
If you do move, you'll be arrested.
madam, please move.
I don't.
Nobody wants to do this.
I do not want to arrest you. But if you do not move, for what? Just for what?
At risk of being arrested, the debtor's mother finally lets Max and Connor pass. But they're in for a disappointment. There's nothing inside the house worth seizing of any value.
The best option for us here is going to be to remove the vehicle. That's what we'll go for.
The police run a check on the cars outside to get to the bottom of who owns them. But then, a woman leaves the house with the child Mr. Zani was holding earlier and sits in the clamped Audi.
Connor, you've clamped the vehicle.
Yeah, I ain't going anywhere.
And they're sitting there with a baby.
They're sitting in
Yeah.
Why
not?
Why not? I just think it's very unsafe.
The lengths that some people will go to avoid paying a parking fine, all the police time they're wasting, it's ridiculous. The more they do that, the more I want to succeed on enforcing a writ.
Moments later, the agents receive news from the police, connecting Mr. Zani with the clamped Audi.
Zani with another insured driver of Mr. Max Zani.
Baxani. The Audi.
And that's the Audi.
Is he just named on the Audi, is he?
Yes.
As Mr. Zani is an insured driver on the silver Audi and hasn't been able to provide any evidence to show that he doesn't own the car, the agents can seize it. Despite the fact that a woman and child are sitting in the car, Max must continue to process the vehicle as a potential asset. He calls the office to check if it's free of finance.
Hi, can I get a HPI check, please? It's Max here.
It's a clear finance Audi A6.
Yep.
In silver.
Yep.
Let me see, that's looking about, say, 1,500-1,600 quid, that one, mate.
With help from the police, the agents persuade the woman to step out of the clamped Audi.
I've got the paperwork.
Oh, if you're good, man, that'll add to the value.
And Max calls a tow truck to remove the vehicle.
The car will definitely cover the removal costs.
As Max and Connor are no longer being obstructed, the police leave. All the agents can do now is wait for the removal truck to arrive. But minutes later, just when the agents think things have calmed down, Connor spots Mr. Zani tampering with the clamped vehicle.
He's doing something down the side of that car.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't know what. I'll wait. Then we'll go have a look.
Mr. Zani has tied the rear wheel of the car to a nearby tree.
Right, they're strapping it. They call the police again.
So Connor gets straight back on the phone to the police.
Hi, can I get the police, please? Thank you. If you could send somebody over sort of as soon as possible so we can get this. Thank you.
Minutes later, the same police officers who were at the address moments earlier return to the scene. Only this time, Mr. Zani has recruited a neighbour and a friend as backup.
It is lawful what they're doing. If you want to go to court and argue it, then that's your problem.
You're preventing us from removing our vehicle. Property's not yours.
Go for it, cut him, mate. It's not mine.
The situation is at a stalemate. But then, the recovery vehicle arrives.
Here we go. Truck's here.
Hello. Hi, are you alright?
But with a thick strap tied to the rear wheel, removing the car isn't going to be straightforward.
It's attached to his car?
It's still attached to his car.
Honestly, he was going to cut that rope. That's a 50 quid rope.
But Connor thinks on his feet.
So let's just take the wheel off.
Oh, absolutely, we can do that, yeah. Then will you be able to get it on the vehicle still? Yeah. Excellent. Can we crack on with that now?
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, wheels coming off. Let's go.
You're going to damage the vehicle, love. That's not how you do it.
Don't touch or interfere, okay?
You're doing it right.
I've got to change the wheel on the car.
Once I get this car back, you're paying for it, dog. You're going to pay for it, I promise you.
Good work.
Unintimidated by Mr. Zani, the recovery assistant changes the wheel, and the Audi can now be seized. But to be sure that Mr. Zani and his family can't obstruct them any further, the agents must now act fast.
We're just going to move the tow truck off onto the road out the way of everybody else. But let's go.
Let's move the vehicle.
Connor instructs the recovery vehicle to leave the drive before moving the Audi away from the house.
As soon as we get parked up, we can start loading it. Literally, we want to load this up as quick as possible.
Max and Connor's perseverance has paid off. Almost 5 hours since they first arrived, the agents have a vehicle as part payment towards Mr. Zani's debt.
That was quick thinking on my part, that one. Change the tyre.
Very difficult one. They try sneaky little tricks like that to stop us from moving vehicles, but unfortunately, if you have a debt to pay and you're going to behave like that, it just motivates us further to recover the asset.
Mr. Zani has 14 days to prove that the car isn't his. If he can, the car will be returned. But the debt will still be outstanding, and so the agents will be back. A recent survey by a leading charity reveals that families with children are more than twice as likely to be in debt than those without. 1 in 5 families with children in England and Wales have struggled with debt problems in the last year, with almost a third owing more than £5,000. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Colne, Lancashire.
Right, Vic, enlighten me. What are we doing at this part of the country on a beautiful morning?
We are going to see Mr. James Longworth, Mrs. Terran Longworth. They need to pay us £3,991.
The debtors, a married couple, owe the money to a nursery for unpaid childcare fees.
Keep rolling, my good friend.
It looks to be that one there with the Picasso outside.
The nursery took the case to the county court, but then escalated it to the High Court, and Mr. and Mrs. Longworth must pay today.
Hello, hiya mate, you alright?
Step outside.
I'll stay here at the moment,
No,
sir.
step outside,
I'll
please.
stay here at the moment, sir.
Let's ring the police, please.
Yeah, ring the police, no problem at all. We're after James.
Yeah,
and
that's me.
Is that yourself?
Yeah.
We're High Court enforcement agents, sir. We've got a High Court writ, sir.
Yeah, nursery.
Is it a nursery fee, is
Yeah,
it?
which we're under dispute with the nursery themselves.
Right. Well, we're here to collect £3,991.
Right.
If not, we are instructed to remove goods, mate.
Sorry, I'm shaking. Cause
No,
I'm
don't worry
wound
about it.
up, right, because I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Which is why I've got wound up about it.
Yeah, no, don't
Right.
worry.
I am in dispute with the nursery because they was getting tax credit help. They've turned around and said, no, we're not getting it.
Mr. Longworth claims the nursery received tax credit contributions towards their childcare costs directly from the government, but the nursery denies this, and the courts have found in their favour.
Yeah.
Can't pay £3,000, I don't even earn that fucking much. Step outside.
I'll be staying here at the moment, mate.
Taz, can you ring the police? I've got people on property I have asked to leave. They haven't had permission to enter. You have forcefully entered.
Well, we haven't
without
forcefully
my
entered
consent.
at all. We don't
You
need your
have.
consent, so we've got a High Court writ and the door was unlocked. Everyone's got a right to protect their property. Nobody wants somebody walking onto their property with an intent to remove goods, but we are like a dog with a bone. Nothing's going to deter us, and we will stay there until the end.
With Mr. Longworth refusing entry, Stuart turns his attention to the car parked outside.
I will stick a mobilisation on it.
He calls the office for a vehicle check.
Are you alright? Could you do HPI for me? Or 4-plate Picasso?
Refinance, fine.
Yeah. Alright, Helen, speak to you later. Bye. Hopefully we can use it as a bargaining chip to try and get some payments. Sadly, it's what we're in the business to do.
But before the agents can negotiate with Mr. Longworth again, the police arrive.
Morning, officers. You alright? That's the sales officer, High Court Enforcement Agents. We've entered this bit of the porch, we've knocked on the door, he's asked us to get out. We've got a writ of control, made him aware he needs to make payment or we're going to remove goods. He's phoned yourselves, so he probably wants a bit of reassurance, that's all.
Second one today.
Hello, it's the police.
The agents hope the police will help Mr. Longworth understand they have the authority to enforce the writs here today.
Basically, the police is giving them the government website to see what our powers are. You can ask me, I can tell him.
But even with the police present, Mr. Longworth is still disputing the writ.
We were under the impression that they got paid by tax credits.
Okay, you don't have proof that they haven't been paid.
No.
Right, so let's cut this whole conversation short. They've got proof they haven't been paid.
I haven't got £3,000. Last month we were on the verge of losing the house.
Yeah.
We had to put my entire monthly wage and my wife's entire monthly wage into paying the rent just to keep the property. We're lucky if we get £1,500 a month between us. And that's to live with 2 kids. For me to pay £3,000 right now is impossible. I can't do it.
Right.
I'm struggling to get through the rest of the week. I've just used our last pound to buy a loaf of bread.
It seems that the family have fallen on hard times. The agents need to get inside the house to assess their situation and resolve the case. But Mr. Longworth still won't let them in.
I'll stand there and keep the door locked if I have to.
Well, you can do that. If you want to be difficult, I tell you, if you want to be difficult, I'm not going to waste my time, mate.
I'm just trying to find out where I stand exactly.
I'll explain to you exactly their powers.
It's up to you if you want to work with us or not. It's very important for us to get into the property for various reasons. If they have got no assets, we're not going to take their word for it, unfortunately. We have to see it.
Minutes later, the police are called to another job.
Thanks a lot for your time, guys.
Realising the agents aren't going to go away, Mr. Longworth finally starts to cooperate.
You want me to come inside and we'll have a chat?
Right, okay.
Basically, we need to prove that you only earn so much.
I can show you on here. That's our tax credits every week. Child benefit, wages.
What is it that you do, James?
I'm a chef.
Do you work for the same company?
Yeah, he's a chef out of hot wash.
It's that bad in there. That's collapsed until the end of next week.
It's clear the couple don't have the means to pay anything close to the £4,000 they owe today. The agent's only hope of recovering some of the money Mr. Longworth owes is by taking his car.
I do 50 hours a week, she does 30 hours a week. Just normal, average Joe, working class family that can't afford to live because all the smackheads are too busy claiming every penny off the government, which leaves us with absolutely nothing.
Stuart calls the office to see whether the claimant wants the agents to take the car.
What's the value on it? Probably get about 400 at auction, it'll cover our recovery costs, but not much left over for the claimant. Alright, no worries.
Removing the car will be of no financial benefit to the claimant and could jeopardise Mr. Longworth's job, so Stuart throws him a lifeline.
The vehicle's not being removed, mate.
The vehicle's not being
It's going to put you in more debt, and we're not here to do that.
All the agents can do now is to work out a payment plan with Mr. Longworth.
So we need to sort some sort of payment plan out.
£50 a month, £100 a month, I don't care.
Are you proposing £100 a month?
Yeah.
Let me have a quick call to the office, try my best to get this accepted, then we can leave you to get on the rest of your day. Alright.
It will be up to the claimant whether they'll accept Mr. Longworth's offer of £100 a month.
They're not happy with £100 a month off. I think minimum they will accept is £200 a month, not less. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The offer isn't enough.
What they've said is they want 200 a month, the claimant.
200?
200. Is that something that you can reach to? Or try it for 3 months, see where you stand, and then phone us again in 3 months.
Try it for 3 months.
200 a month with a 3-month review, Vic.
The case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Longworth defaults on his payment plan, the agents will return.
If you don't stick to that arrangement, we'll come back and we'll remove the vehicle.
Mr. Longworth has been given a second chance. But as the debt will take almost 2 years to pay off, there are tough times ahead.
Looks like 50 hours a week will be going up to 60 hours a week.
Right, take it easy anyway. Alright, see you later. He's a decent guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Always a story there, isn't
Always
it?
a story.
Stuart and Vic managed to get the best result they could. But in Max and Steve's next case, they face a debt in a very unexpected place.
Listen, I've just transferred.
Madam, please don't
money.
shout at me. We're taking all the chairs and the kit.
There are more than 160,000 voluntary organisations in the UK. Nearly half of them are small charities, including religious organisations. A recent survey shows that small charities with an income of less than £10,000 could easily be put out of business for good by a low level of debt. High Court Enforcement Agents Steve Pinner and Max Caraher are back on the road. Today they're in Luton, Bedfordshire, to collect over £8,000 owed by a church ministry.
The name of our defaulter is In His Presence Worship Ministry. We're looking to collect a total of £8,412.
The church pastors have fallen behind with their rent.
It's not a very Christian thing to do, is it?
And Max and Steve must collect full payment today.
Hello?
Hello? Madam, High Court Enforcement. Here to speak to somebody from In His Presence Worship Ministry. What's your name, miss?
My name is
Matilda. Hello, Matilda.
Steve and Max.
We've been sent out here to collect commercial rent that's been unpaid. Correct. There's an outstanding balance of £8,412.
Matilda, one of the church pastors, is aware of the debt, but the agent's visit has come as a surprise.
We didn't know the landlord had taken it that
Did
far.
you?
We're actually dealing with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise this, you know, he's taken it so far. It's come to us as a shock.
Yeah.
He was supposed to give us to the end of the month.
When we're collecting commercial rent from a place of worship, we do have to be sensitive, and I respect everyone's beliefs, but it doesn't matter what organisation you are or what business you run, rent still needs to be paid, and it needs to be paid on time.
Matilda immediately gets the church's deaconess, Irene, on the phone.
Yes, Deaconess. I've got the gentleman. Okay, speak to him then. Hold on.
Hello, Max Caraher speaking.
Yes, I need some bank details.
Oh, who's making the payment, madam?
Irene Campbell. How much is it for?
The outstanding balance at this moment in time is £8,412.
Alright then. Let me see what I can do, yeah?
It appears Irene is willing to transfer the money the church owes straight away.
Okay, not a problem. Cheers.
10 minutes after Max spoke to Irene, he calls the office to see whether she's made the payment.
Good morning, it's Max here. Could I speak to somebody to check a payment for me, please? It's not gone through? Okay. No. Keep an eye out for a payment for me, please. Cheers. Bye.
No payment has yet been received.
Hello, madam.
But then Irene arrives at the church in person. convinced the payment has been made.
Listen, I've just transferred
Madam, please don't
money
shout at me.
into an account.
Yep.
The money's in there. I've got the time when I put it through.
Madam,
right?
you
Do
haven't
wanna
paid.
see it?
You haven't paid us, though, have you?
Yes, I have.
Well, you hold on, madam. Don't shout.
Look.
Listen to me a sec.
10 to 1.
What, you paid this? You paid our
Yes.
account? Madam, we haven't been told this. We were told we're having problems of it going through.
There's no problem.
Is there?
There it is.
With Irene adamant that she has made payment in full, Max calls the office again.
There is no money in the account for the reference number or in his presence, Worship.
Got it. That's all I needed you to confirm, that it hasn't hit our account.
No.
Thank you very much for your time.
It appears that Irene has not transferred the money to the agents, but to another church account.
You haven't sent it to us, have you?
The agents have been on the premises for almost an hour. Now they need to get this case resolved, one way or another. And Max's patience is running out.
Madam, what I'm doing now is I'm escalating the case, okay, to the sale and removal stage. The outstanding balance now is 9,000.
You're supposed to wait. I'm not paying 9,000.
You are paying 9,000. You're paying £9,084.
No, I'm not.
You don't have to. That's fine.
I'm paying $8,412.
You're paying £9,084, madam.
I'm not.
Then we'll remove goods.
Take it.
Okay. Sorry, we need to crack on. Just to update you, they hadn't paid our account. They transferred it to another one of their accounts. I'm going to organise for a removal of all of this. We're taking all the chairs and the kit.
Max hopes that his threat to remove goods will prompt action.
Hello, madam. Your pastor. Okay.
His tactic seems to have worked. While they wait for the pastor, Irene tells the agents she thinks the landlord has acted unfairly.
You should see the state of the building when we first came here. It was dark and dingy. It was a pool place. It was horrible.
Okay.
We had to do all the walls. We had to take off floors.
A short while later, Reverend David Foe Amoning arrives to pay the debt in person.
Sir, we've got a bit of an issue and we're hoping that you could resolve it. We still haven't got payment yet. We need to take a balance of £9,084 and would like that as soon as possible.
The Reverend offers to pay the debt using a prepaid credit card. Max calls the office again.
Hello, Helen, it's Max here. It's in regards to making a payment. The payment's gone through not authorised? Okay. Okay, not a problem. I'll call you back. Bye. Yeah, no money's been taken. It won't go through.
Once again, no payment has been received. It seems that while there are funds available, the bank won't authorise such a large payment without 48 hours' notice. But as the agents are duty-bound to try and collect payment in full today, they have no choice but to start seizing goods.
Hi, Helen. Can you dispatch the large vehicles to us now, please?
We've done everything to prove to you that we've got the money. We are paying it.
Certainly, you may have the money, but we haven't received the money.
We're dealing with human beings and machines.
Yes.
What can we do? Okay, so if you have to pack up, please, let them come and take it. Just do what you have to do.
Please don't take this the wrong way. Please. Okay? I understand fully, and you are what I would consider a perfectly respectable person. Okay? But you must understand from our point of view, our office says nothing counts until it's in their bank. I don't mean that disrespectfully to you.
I understand.
And this is how they work, and this is how they think. It's difficult to enforce the job on someone that is being honest, but at the end of the day, our paperwork says you are commanded to collect, and that's the stickler. And obviously we're there to collect on behalf of the claimant. So, yes, we have to take our feelings away from the paperwork and just deal with black and white print. 6 microphones and some stands. Drum set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As the agents start to pack up the church's assets ready for removal, Max gets a call back from the office.
Hey Max, we're not going to go with the removal tonight. If you can get the balance cleared by midday tomorrow, bank transfer.
So midday tomorrow to pay it off in full. If not, we can...
By midday tomorrow, I'll arrange removal vans to get down there and get everything moved.
I'll get all that wrapped up for you now, Helen.
It seems the claimant has thrown the church a lifeline and given the Reverend and his associates more time to pay.
You've got until 12 o'clock to make payment in full. I'm not going to remove the goods now. Please don't make me come back, sir. Just call to pay it. Thank you very much for your time.
The case is resolved for now. But if the payment is not made by midday tomorrow, the agents will be back. High streets across the UK are under increasing pressure, and recent increases to business rates are cited as one of the leading causes. Business rates for nearly 500,000 commercial premises in England will rise to £8.2 billion over the next 5 years. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Bolton, Lancashire, to recover a debt owed by a barbershop owner, Abdullahi Gay, to a business rates consultancy.
How much does he owe?
£3,178.15.
Agents first visited Abdullahi 2 months ago when he agreed to a payment plan of £250 a month. But he's defaulted and now owes over £3,000. But Abdullahi has already gained a reputation with the agents.
I spoke to him on the phone a few weeks ago and he was threatening me. Apparently when another bailiff went, must have been about 6-7 weeks ago, he called up a few of his pals. They turned up threatening to throw him in the back of a car and all sorts of sort of gangster stuff. I think it's this one on the corner, Faye Barbers.
If Abdullahi can't or won't pay, Stuart and Vic have the right to seize company assets to cover the debt.
Hello there, sir. We're High Court enforcement agents.
A colleague tries to get him on the phone.
Where is he? Is he local, is he? Or...
No, he's just literally left.
Ah, right, okay.
So, do you mind, obviously, he's not here now, is it? So, can you, wait outside?
We won't, mate, no. Need to get on the phone to him, tell him to get down here as quick as he can to make a payment.
Hello? Yeah, mate, come to the shop now, please. Because there are people here again. What are you?
High Court enforcement.
We need to speak to him. Is that him on the phone, is it? Hello?
Yeah, can you leave the shop video outside? We're going to have possible.
We'll be waiting inside at the moment, sir, because like I said, we need to...
You don't have to be inside, but we're going to have possible.
We are allowed to be here, sir, yeah.
You think I'm fucking scared? I'm coming there now.
Okay, no problem. Speak to you in a sec. People deal with debt in different ways. Some people break down in tears. Some people get angry. It's just part and parcel of the job. Nobody's ever going to turn around and say, you know what, I think you're great at what you do. I'm going to pay you in full. It's never going to happen.
Minutes later, Abdullahi arrives.
Hello there, sorry. You alright? Yeah, good. It's regarding this outstanding balance, sir. I spoke with you on the phone myself a few times.
I don't need that. For what?
Yeah, it's a High Court writ, sir. So we're here to remove goods unless we receive a payment of 3178.
Take everything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I need to know.
You don't like to take my work stuff, though?
We can.
You don't like to take my work stuff?
Yeah, of course we can.
Sorry?
We are. We can, yeah. That's what we're going to do, sir, I'm afraid.
But then, Abdullahi claims that his past offers to pay were refused.
Listen to me. I ring the office.
Yeah, you did.
I offer them. I give you £500 now.
But sir, you offered £500.
Yeah.
But you didn't pay it, sir. and
No,
didn't ring.
I ring-
That's what happened.
listen to me.
Okay, so I'm not going around in circles.
Don't change the story.
I'm not changing any story.
You change the story.
You keep on
No,
saying.
because I tell you,
keep on saying,
I
sir.
ring you.
You keep
It's
on.
me ring you. It's me ring you.
Yes.
Yeah, I ring you.
Yeah.
I offer
And then
you.
you said £500.
No,
So why didn't you pay it?
No,
Why didn't you pay it?
The guy told me, take your £500. We don't want your £500.
I never said
No,
that. I'm never going to
no,
refuse
listen
money
me.
to
Don't change
anyone.
the story.
I'm not
Don't
changing any
change the
story.
story.
And don't
No, you
point
change
out
the
now.
story.
With the debtor now in direct conflict with Stewart, will the agents be able to stop the situation spiralling out of control? High Court Enforcement Agent Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Bolton, Lancashire, to collect a debt of £3,000 owed by barbershop owner Mr. Abdullahi Gay.
I don't need that. But what?
Yeah, it's a High Court writ, sir. So we're here to remove goods.
But the debtor said he couldn't pay,
Take everything you want.
and tempers started to fray.
I never said that. I'm never going to refuse money to anyone. I'm not changing any story. And don't point out now.
Now, with the agents no closer to recovering the debt, Vic tries to reason with Abdullahi.
Listen to me quickly. We're here now, okay? No, come on, calm down. I've listened to you now.
Yeah.
Let's resolve the matter here. Okay, we can resolve it. Look at me. Look at me. We can work with you today and the claimant and say, look, this is what's on the table. And try and tell the claimant that's the best offer on the table. The bottom line is, you need to raise something now to stop any further action, mate.
It's great working in a team with Vic because he's very good at negotiating and I'm very good at making people aware of the consequences of non-payment. He's got the same goals as I have, it's just we do it in slightly different ways.
But despite Vic's softer approach, Abdullahi still insists he can't pay.
I don't have. I don't have. I swear my life here. I swear my life. My rent on the £6 a week. Here I can't even make £500 sometimes. It's not easy. It's a new business. I opened like maybe 6-7 months ago.
Okay.
You understand?
You gotta pay something today. You need to speak to your friends. Try and see what you can sort.
My brother is in Malaysia. Only one person. I don't have no family in UK. I don't have no family. I'm my own. I don't have no family. I only have my girlfriend. My girlfriend don't have nothing. I come here because I married somebody. The girl come and bring me here. Now when we divorce, I don't have nobody.
You need to try and raise something. That's the bottom line.
That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't have fuck all. I don't have nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'll go and get my clipboard and I'll start doing the inventory. All right.
With Abdullahi adamant he can't pay, the agents hope the prospect of losing his business assets might change his mind.
What are you taking?
Anything of value.
What's mean value?
Like value, couches, chairs.
If you take anything here, no worth nothing.
It's not going to change my day if I take that chair or not. It's going to change your day. You need to raise money if you don't want your stuff to go.
Collecting debt from small businesses can be quite tricky. In certain cases, the best option is to not remove goods because 9 out of 10 times that will close them down. We'll rather work with the defendant and let him keep his goods so he can earn money and actually pay the debt off.
As Stuart and Vic start to take an inventory, suddenly Abdullahi makes the agents an offer.
I can give you £250 a month.
250?
Yeah.
A month?
Yeah.
So I can go with the 250. Yeah, I can suggest that, but buddy, we need something today. How much can you raise today? That's 700. Can you raise it today?
No, I can show you my account if you want online. You see what's there? There's nothing there.
Right, what can you pay today? Now, tell me. What can you...
£100.
No.
£100, $250 a month. Or you can just take this guy's chair.
Stuart calls the office to check the claimant is happy with £100 up front and a payment plan to pay off the balance.
You can pay £100 now and then $250 a month. You need to keep to that arrangement, mate. If not, we will have to come back and start all this process again. So are you confident you can carry on with that? Yeah. No, he says he's happy enough with that. All right, cheers. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Finally, Abdullahi hands over £100 and signs a controlled goods agreement. But if he doesn't keep up with the £250 a month payment until the debt is cleared, it won't be the last Abdullahi will see of the agents.
All right.
All right, sir. Take care. See you later, guys. Yeah, and it just... See you later. The goods in there are worth nothing anyway, so it's better to get something rather than nothing. We could remove the goods, close his business, but the claimant's not going to get his money back because he's not going to be able to trade. Hopefully we won't have to come back again, he'll stick to his arrangement.
Tomorrow night at 9, a flat owner develops a bad case of the squatters when the new series of Nightmare Tenant Slum Landlords kicks off. But next tonight, the dumper is finally ready to talk. But can the dumpee handle the truth? New One Night with My Ex in just a moment.